Saturday's show, and then all new things. All new things. A little bit of a whirlwind, but good morning, everybody, and welcome to Monday. This is the week of, oh, wow, I guess it's still September, but by the end of the week, we'll be in October. I hope you guys are all doing well. My name is Carolyn from Crafting with Glorious Purpose, and here we make unique and custom gifts for you or for that someone special. This week is the week after Woofstock. We have two events this week, one on Wednesday, one on Saturday. I am off work this week to prep, trying to burn off some vacation time, and I need every bit of that because my list is huge. I have things to replenish from Woofstock. I am not too concerned about inventory for Wednesday. I'm really trying to make sure that I have enough stuff for Saturday. Saturday is our big show at the technical college, and with 175 vendors, I have a feeling this is going to be a monster of a show. It's from 9 to 2 in Newcastle, and I am stocking up. I got my towels so I can do towels. I have nose art decals that I need to prep. I've got stickers, I've got coasters, I've got a couple keychains to finish up, I've got shirts to press. I do have my basket ready for this event, but I have two other vendor shows coming up that I need gift baskets for, and I'm going to do shirts for those too. They're just easy. I already have the rhinestone decals cut, or the templates cut, so I can just brush in the stones and press those. So I'm hoping to get that crossed off my list. And I want to try to make some additional window clings. It's funny, the last few shows, there's been an uptick in with them. I don't, they got ignored for like a year and a half. People will pick them up, look at them, they're intrigued by them, they think they're cute, and then they pass on them. So I was contemplating just removing them from my booth once I sold some, and it's gotten a good response. At our last three shows, it's been either in the top 3 or just out of the top 3, like 4th or 5th of most sold items at my events. So there's the beep for my press. I'm pressing my coasters, and then I'm going to get these packaged up. I spent yesterday and I got so much prep work done, so I can just hit the ground running this morning. So that's what I'm going to do. I am uploading my video now, which you can kind of hear my laptop struggling with. It always struggles with YouTube trying to upload videos. I have a stack of decals cut. They just need weeded. That will be my karate night tonight, sitting in the car. I've got 6 coaster sets to make. I've got a huge stack of stickers cut. I just need to stamp them and get them in the inventory. I've got 2 keychains prepped, ready to press those. And that will cross off my list of replenishing things from Saturday's show, and then all new things. All new things. So let's get going with getting some stuff done. I got keychains made, coasters made, stickers stamped while they're drying because I can't put them in the book. I wanted to show you the cool thing that I had gotten from Amazon. So I ordered these along with some more bags that are coming today. I went through quite a bit of bags. So I only have this many smalls left. So I ordered 100. I was going to reorder from the same company, but I don't need another 30 big ones or another 30 of the medium size because I'm good there. I just use the small ones for most of my stuff. So I ordered another stack. They're supposed to be coming today. But I also got this, so I use these little gemstones from Dollar Tree. Sorry for the sun. I'm loving it, so I have the windows open. I got this little pack, and they're little containers, so I have all of my diamonds, rhinestone-ish gemstone stickers in here. So I cut them up, and I had them in another container, but they moved around too much for my taste, and I like that these lock. So they're individual little containers, and then they all store nicely in here and fit into my actual Calyx or Alex drawers, which is really cool. So I have every color that I have in here. I also have some of these big gigantic ones, which Dollar Tree is now carrying, and I'm not a fan of. So once these are gone, they're gone because I don't think they're, and I kept the top just in case, but they were gemstone stickers, and I don't think Amazon, or that, I don't think Dollar Tree's carrying them anymore. They're carrying either the plain ones or these big monstrosities, which I'm not going to use on anything. I use these as little embellishments on my gift card holders. So going forward, once these are gone, I'm going to have to find another one or somewhere else to order them. And it's probably going to end up being Amazon, which I like the ability to just go up to Dollar Tree and buy a pack if I need it. In the long run, yes, it'll be cheaper. But I'm hoping that the quality is not. So yeah. I'm doing really good. I'm doing really good. While I have the press semi-warm, I turned it off because I wasn't sure if I was going to continue. While I have the press warm, I think I'm going to work on these t-shirts next and get those prepped. And then I can sit down in Square and enter all this new stuff all at once. And I don't have to do one, come back, put more in. So this way I can get it all done. So off to the next. So we're out here in the car. We got everything packed. It's market day, if you haven't figured that out. Got the chairs, tables, tent. Our last outdoor market is going to be Moon. So we're ready to go. Waiting closer to the time. We're about maybe 2 hours away from leaving. So then, I'll put all the merchandise in there, but I definitely don't want the merchandise to be sitting in the hot car. We've got a beautiful sunny day, if you can't tell, and it's going to be a beautiful night. So here's to a good market. We'll see you there. Good morning and welcome to Thursday. So last night, Moon Market, it was good. It was better than I thought it was going to be. Usually the off weeks and the makeup weeks, people aren't trained. They're used to the every other week, there being a market every other week, and that it ended last week. So there were a good bit of people that came. It was a gorgeous evening, and everybody was saying, like, I can't believe nobody's here. Like, it's such a beautiful night to be outside. The band was amazing. It was the franchise band, and they played all kinds of, they went from like Bobby Brown to Whitney Houston. There was, I think, only like 2 songs they played I did not know. But yeah, we were all singing along to My Prerogative. But anyway, so sales wise, didn't do as bad as I thought it was going to do. We did make, let's see, trying to find my totals here. So in the grand scheme of things, we sold a total of 18 items. The categories that did the best were vinyl stickers. There's a shocker. Most of them were the dog ones. And then second was the cat one. I did sell another Sasquatch, so I was pretty excited about that. Right behind it was window clings. I sold 2. And then in a tie for third was 1 pet bandana, 1 nose art decal, 1 hand towel, and 1 car coaster. So overall, not too bad, not great, but I did make, I believe it was a total of 11 sales, which I thought was, I still had close to the same amount of sales. It was just the items were more few and far between, and only like 1 here and there. Yeah, so, I don't have a lot to replenish for Saturday, which is good. I can actually maybe enjoy today and tomorrow. The only things that I need to do today is to repack for Saturday. So there's stuff that I just simply cannot fit on an 8-foot table. So things are going to have to be left behind. Like, I can't bring the wristlets, so I want to take the wristlets out, the display, the signage. I'm trying to like get it down to bare bones of what I need, because it's going to be a little crazy trying to get into there with 175 vendors all trying to check in at the same time and be set up by 8:30. So I want to make it as quick as possible, as light as possible, and trying to figure out how to make it work. So all in all, not a bad show, but it had it also was a slow burn. Like, there were a few people that stopped by about the shadow boxes. With it being in October, it's starting to get darker a little earlier. And so at like 7:30, we turned all the shadow boxes on, and it drew people like moth to a flame. So I really wish that, I could work events that weren't so bright. I mean, obviously you want to be able to see the merchandise, but it's kind of hard when you're selling something that lights up at night and you can't show it. So a lot of people did take my cards and asked if I did custom orders for them. So they were looking for things for Christmas. So hoping that we get a couple orders from that. I did get some new followers from Instagram that were there. And one is a little dog named Lucky, who was the recipient of one of my Halloween bandanas. I will throw a picture of the dog up here. Lucky is a cutie for sure. So that will be the Halloween costume this year. And yeah, I mean, the weather was perfect. We did get a little burst of wind that came out of nowhere because the wind was like real nice, and then out of nowhere the wind got strong enough it knocked over one of my shadow boxes, and of course it was the brand new one I made, which was the owl, and it scratched up the plastic. So I left it there on display, but if anybody would have bought it, I would have had to either swap it out with the box from another one or ship it to them for free. it was a bummer. It really made me mad. It was right before, so show started at 5. It was like 4:30. This gust come through, and I just saw it leaning, and it was like slow motion trying to grab it. And I stopped it from slamming onto the floor and shattering and breaking the box or denting it or scratching it beyond repair. So everything on it was good. It was just the glass has this like mark down it because it slid on one of my grid walls. I was so mad at that point that I was really mad. And then I'm like, if this is going to be a slow night, it's going to be even more, because it's going to stew, that I basically lost out on that. So I do have some backup boxes that I can swap out, the, Frankenstein it. But it was just the fact that I bought that shadow box. It's barely a week and a half old and I've already broke it. So glad this was the last outdoor event. So all indoor from here. So yeah, we have Saturday, we're going to be in Newcastle. So that one's going to be a monster of a show. And then we get a reprieve for a week. And then the following Saturday, we're at a church craft fair. And then I believe we have a few weeks off. And then, we have 1 week off. And then the following will be November. Holy crap, November already. November 1st, we will be at Baldwin High School. So we have that event. And then the rest of November is open, which is where I want to try to do my online YouTube live. So I've got some ideas going. So we'll see how it works out. But I'm going to end the vlog here. I'm probably not going to film tomorrow. I want to leave it open so that we can get some footage from this craft event, and fingers crossed we make it through. This will be three shows in a matter of 7-8 days. So yeah, it's been a little bit of a whirlwind, but definitely getting some traction. So I'm loving that. So we will catch you on Saturday when it is market day. It's going to be very, very early. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the recap from Saturday. So Saturday was a whirlwind, to say the least. We got up at 5:15. I think this is the earliest we've ever been up for a show. We had to be set up was at 7, and with 175 vendors coming, they were saying like you needed to bring your own dollies and do your best to get in there because you may not get a spot up front to unload. And we wanted to stop and grab breakfast before we got there, so we left at 5:15. It was about 45 minutes to get there. And so yeah, we got there maybe a few minutes before 7, and there were like 3 or 4 other people unloading. By the time we got unloaded, it was just pandemonium. So everybody got there a little later, like just a little after 7. So we got everything in. I did pick up a new dolly at IKEA, which we have to figure out a better way to hook things up, but it worked beautifully for our 2 tables and hooking on our chairs. We ended up bringing our camping chairs because they took up less real estate, because we were only... The space was very tight. We were in a hallway. So we had a wall behind us. We couldn't use the full 10 feet because we needed a foot on each side of the 10 by 5 for walkways for the vendors. The person to the left of us was the last of that row before it went up a ramp, and they didn't show. So that worked out to our advantage. We could move a little more, but yeah, it was a tight space, but we made it work. As for foot traffic, that place was bad. There were a lot of people there. I did talk to the organizer, came around and talked to everybody, and she is super on point with everything. I mean, they sent packets. They had packets at the booths with little tents. They gave you a bottled water, a little garbage bag for your stuff, and they would collect it at the end, and little mints, and, you know, wishing everybody well. But she came over and was like, just very personable. And turns out she was the person I spoke to when she was passing out the flyers at the other event that I had gone to and heard about this one. But yeah, she was super sweet, and said that they used to do this in the past, but now during COVID they stopped, and then she brought it back, and it is just well run. Let me just tell you, like it was like a pit crew getting you in and out of there. And so yeah, we will definitely be doing this show again for next fall. They even gave us packets with the forms for next year if we were interested. So I'm going to be filling that out and dropping that in the mail so I can get in there sooner than later. And also try to keep our spot, because our spot was actually really good. It was tight, but there were tighter spots. There were some in the hallways where lockers were, which were so far back. I don't know if people even ventured that far because they were tired by the time they got to where we were. And we were at the main entrance. So there was a full gymnasium, a full cafeteria, and hallways from there all the way over to us. The whole entryway was filled with the gift baskets, and then there was the hallway for us, and then there was a ramp that went up, and there were more vendors back that way. People were getting to us and they were going, oh my God, are there more? Oh, I'm not going up there. So I don't went up there. Just because I was the last stop, people were like, oh, hey, what do you have? So we did really, really well. So of our sales, this was the best show I've ever done, hands down. Numbers, sales, interactions, you name it. We had a total of 22 sales, which encompassed 44 total items sold. I'm, like I've said before, I usually don't break out of the teens, 13 sales or 20 items or something like that. But this was at least every single person bought 2 things, which was, they made it worth their while. Cash versus card, it was kind of the same. It was about half and half. A lot of people came prepared with cash. There were a few people that bought bought everything with just ones. So, I mean, I think they were very cognitive of craft vendors and knowing that they probably needed change. So it was very nice of them. My top selling item, no surprise at all, nose art decals. That category did super well. I sold 10 of those. I also oversold on a German Shepherd and told her I would make it and send it out to her. She was looking desperately to find a third one. For my in-person events, my decals, I do a deal 3 for $12. And she was trying to find a third one, and she was like, oh, I wish you had a German Shepherd. And somebody had just bought it before she got there. So I was like, I would be more than happy to make it for you and ship it to you for free. That way you get the deal. And she's like, yep, let me give you my address. And she paid for it on the spot. So I'm going to be shipping out her German Shepherd here today. Of the dogs that I sold, I had 3 people ask me about Basset Hounds, which I thought was interesting. I've never had anybody ask me about Basset Hounds, and I have a sweet spot for that because I was a Dukes of Hazzard fan growing up when I was a kid. But I sold a Basset Hound, a Beagle, a Boxer, a Cane Corso, a Cavapoo, a Dachshund short hair, 2 of the German Shepherds, of course, Pomeranian, and a Shih Tzu. Vinyl stickers, I sold 12 of those, 3 cats, hippie cats, 5 hippie dogs, and then 4 of my non-pet related ones. So like a Western one I had with hats, penguin, my weekend is fully booked book one, and my Magic and Mischief from my previous collection last year for Halloween. Vinyl decals in general were, if I did general, were my best sellers. I did, like I said, 10 of the nose art ones, which is a specific category of them. But I sold 6 other ones that people purchased to get the deal. So I sold 1 of the 1 dog pet alerts, 2 dog small breed pet alert, the Cheer Mum, It's Treat O'Clock Somewhere, 1 of the nurse decals, and Our Family Bleeds Black and Gold. So for the football design. So I sold 6 of those. So that in total, 16 decals or of the 44 items I sold. Car coasters, I did pretty well on too. I sold 2 of the hippie ones, a Great Dane and a Beagle. I did not bring every breed as a car coaster. And I had somebody ask me about a Basset Hound one, and I do have a Basset Hound, I just didn't bring one. So I gave them my card, and if they were interested, they could purchase it online. Don't know if that will happen. But I did sell my Rockin' Bigfoot, which I thought was great, and the Sunflower one that I made. So in total, there were 4 car coasters. And then last but not least were gift card holders, and those came in as number 2. I sold 7 of those. I got 3 of the ones with marshmallows, 2 of the ones, or 1 with whipped cream, 1 of the sweet treat one, or 2 of the sweet treat ones, and then I sold 1 of the gingerbread man ones. So all in all, this was a fantastic show. Would totally do it again. I apologize for the footage. I didn't want to take it out because I just wanted to show the scope of how many vendors were there. It was kind of hard with the lighting because my husband had went through, like, the hallways were bright, but the gym had the fluorescents in there. So we kind of got, like, the lighting was not the best. And some of the hallways are really dark too. So we, did our best trying to get the lighting in, but yeah, it was good. And there were just waves of people coming in. They had stuff on the outside. They had the Scarecrow Walk, which we did not participate. They were mostly for bigger vendors, like your Walmarts and things like that. But you basically paid to have your name on a scarecrow, and then they had them like this little peg scarecrows going down so you could walk through. They had a petting zoo with baby goats and all kinds of little animals to interact with. They had food trucks outside. They had the big raffle, which was just a wall of, and I did not get to see what number mine was in the grand scheme of things to see who won, but I hope whoever got it loved the Boo shirt that I had made. And yeah, yeah, so I mean, I got a decent amount of hits on my website after that as well. So I would totally do this one again. We are definitely going to sign up for it early, because a lot of the people on there were asking, how do I get to be a vendor here? So I think people are going to be jumping on this sooner than later, trying to get in. And I want to make sure that we're part of it. And I'd like to have that same space. From what we saw, the cafeteria and the gymnasium, even though they were bigger space, felt like they were bigger spaces. I mean, they were still 10 by 5, but there were just rows of people, but people probably just walked the perimeter, because I did that at first. I made it like 3/4 of the way and then realized there were aisles this way too. And I felt bad because some of those vendors maybe might not have been seen. So it felt like it was very tucked in, and at least with the other one, I had somebody who was supposed to be on the left and right of me versus somebody behind me. You know what I mean? So I definitely didn't want to be up in that upper part because it was very tight. To the right, the hallway was very dark. I don't know. That might actually work to my advantage because I could put my lights of my shadow boxes on. And it would probably be a better place for foot traffic. But all in all, I think we did really well where we were, because people were walking around. They actually had somebody at the door, versus the event that I did a couple years ago that was a church. We were stuck in the back and nobody came back there. And I mean, sure, they had a sign that said more vendors in the back, but people walked by it and not noticing. They had nobody there directing people, saying there were a whole room of people. There were another 30 vendors and nobody was going back there. This place, they had somebody at the door saying, you go this way and you go this way and you keep going. We've got vendors everywhere. And they were letting people know at the door, which was great. So, like I said, very well run, and we had an awesome time. So I'm going to sign the vlog off here. I hope that this helps somebody out. And I have to say, like, these past 7 days have been a complete whirlwind, because out of the 7, we've had 3 shows. We had Woodstock on Saturday, Wednesday Moon Market, and then we had the technical college the following Saturday. So we had like a reprieve in between, but it was still like, oh, another show. But I feel a lot better now knowing that my next one, I have another full week and a half before we do our next one. This one will be at a church. And then we have another week and a half before we do another Saturday show. That one will be also indoors. That one's a big one for us as well. I'm not sure what to expect from this next one because we've never done it. And I'm not expecting too much because it's a church, so it's smaller. I think they do it every year, but I don't know about the foot traffic or anything. But we were kind of looking for just to get out into certain areas. And then, like I said, November, we only have 1 show, and we have 2 in December, and they are spaced out as well. So this was the triathlon right here. And we made it through and did very well. So we are excited. And, like I said, I hope this helps somebody out, to try new things and go ahead and go for it. You gotta put yourself out there. You gotta try something that's uncomfortable to see if you can do it. And, we can do it. Would we do it again? I don't know if I would do that many shows all at once, but, not every time, but can't hurt to do it in between, and the fact that 1 was outside or 2 were outside and 1 was inside made it better. If this last one was outside, I think we would have all just kind of broken down because we got tired of putting the tent up and the weights and everything else. So we didn't need to bring all that stuff, which was great. And all these next shows, tables are provided, so we don't even have to bring that. So it should make our lives a little easier towards the end of the year. And that's what we're looking forward to. So if you like this, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't subscribe, please give it a thought. We're trying our best here. And I hope that you have an awesome week. And we will catch you in the next one. And that will be trying to replenish some stock we sold and maybe put some new stuff out there for the holidays. So we will catch you then. Have a great time, and thanks for watching, everybody.